This is day 3 live, and if you are able, okay, so we'll go to Chrome browser and type here google.com, and then we write here code blocks, and then we go to codeblocks.org. Okay, then you go to downloads. Okay, then you click on download the binary release. Then you go to then you scroll down a little bit, and then go to the Microsoft Windows option if you are using Windows. And if you are using Linux, then go to Linux platform. Okay, and whatever platform you are using, if you are using Ubuntu, then use the PPA, right? And otherwise, you can use the required code blocks, whatever you want, all right? And if you're using Mac OS X, then you can download this zip file and process it. Okay. So as I am using Windows and most of the people are using Windows, so I'm focusing on the Windows install. Okay. So you need to select this option, code blocks 20.03 min-gw 32-bit setup.exe, and download it using sourceforge.net server. Okay, you click on this, then what you have to do, your download is going to be ready. Sometimes it takes some time, but what you have to do, you have to click on this download the latest version button. Okay, just click on this button. You will find that it will take 5 seconds, and after that your download will automatically start. Okay, so it is asking me to save the download, but as I have already downloaded the software, so you click on save wherever you want to save it in your computer. Okay, so but I'm canceling it because as I have already downloaded the software. And now what I will do, I will install the software. So I go to this downloads, and in the download I have this code block 20.03 min-gw setup. When I will click on this, so it will install. You click on next, right? I'll click on I agree, right? And you select the full all plugin, all tools, just everything. Okay, this option. Then click next, and then click on install. Let it get installed. So I think it is installed in my computer, and it's asking, do you want to run the code blocks now? You click on yes. Okay, so it's giving me some error. There was some issues because I have installed 32-bit microprocessor, so it is showing me some issues. Okay, so what I will do in this case, I will I will continue, and I'll click on don't show this dialog again, and I click on continue, and it will continue. And let me click on next over here, and let me finish the setup. Okay, so the code blocks is installed, and we can perform a test. We click on this button, and then we click on this file, and then we can write here C++ source, and we select C++. I have shown you this process. So, so let me create today's folder. Okay, so I'm creating the today's folder, that is 23232022. No, yesterday was 2, 3, 2, 2022, 3, 2, 2022. Okay, so this will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here in this folder, I will create the file. File. So let me write the name of the file as test. So finish. So it has kept the previous setting. So what we can do here, we go to setting, we go to editor, and, and we write here default code, and here we write something called, say, hash include stdio.h. So whenever we open a file, this code will be there. Okay. So let me write it here. Hash include stdio.h. Okay. And we write. First, we have to declare a variable here. So let me declare a variable integer x comma y, and let me print the, the prompt. So we'll write printf, and we'll write here enter the value of x, semicolon, and then scanf, then we'll write here percentage d comma ampersand of x. Okay, and we write here again a prompt printf, enter the value of enter the value of y, and semicolon, and then scanf, then we write down percentage of d comma ampersand of y. Okay, so in this way we can feed the values into the variable by using the keyboard. Now I need to find out the sum. So I have declared a variable here, sum. No, I have to declare the variable at the top. So name of the variable is sum, and then I will write here sum is equal to x plus y. Okay. Then after that I will write here print f slash n sum equal to percentage of d. Okay, and then I will write here comma, and then I will write here sum. Okay, and put a semicolon. Let me save this code, and we first build the code. No such file or directory, one error. What is exactly this error is? Check it out. Okay, let's try to compile the current file. It's generating some errors. No such file or directory. Okay, let me restart the code blocks again. Code block. No such file or directory. Compiler is there. So let me create another file. A file C++ source. Go next. Check one. Save. Finish. Okay. Let's build this file. No such file or directory. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me do the settings first, and then uh, I will solve the problem. Okay. So what I have to do, I have to set up the graphics directory. And so what I have to do, I have to copy the first. Uh, Let me open the README file. I have written the README file also. Maybe some problem with the settings out there, and for that it might be possible that it is not executing it. So So what I have to do first, copy the graphics.h and winbgim.h file to include folder. So I will copy this file and this file. Let me copy it by pressing Ctrl C. I'll go to this PC, C drive, then program files, then code blocks, then mingw, right? And in mingw, we have this include directory is out there, and we copy it here. Okay, and we click on do this for all current items, and we click on continue. So this will be copied here, and you have to do another copy in this directory also. In this include directory also, you save the files. Okay, right? So it is saved. So you have saved both the files over here. Fine. Now what you have to do, you have to again open this, and you need to, second step is copy the libbgi.a file to lib folder of the code blocks directory. Okay, the default location is like this. So what we have to do, we have to copy this file. Okay, and then we have to go to this part, and here we'll get a lib folder also. We copy it here also, and we'll click on continue. So it will copy the folder over here, libbgi.a, and we copy the libbgi folder over here also. Okay, libbgi is not there, so we'll copy the folder here also. Sorry, file here also. Okay, so now we close this, and we restart the code blocks. Okay, so right here, code blocks. Okay, so now you have to go to settings, right? And you have to go to compiler. Okay, then you have to go to linker settings, right? Linker setting, in linker setting, yeah, you have to set the C colon program files code blocks mingw x8664 this mingw32 lib and libbgi.a, right? This linker setting is important, and what you have to do, you have to, in the other linker option, right? In the other linker option, you have to store all these inclusion, right? Minus lbgi, right? Minus lgdi32, minus lcomdl32, minus luuid, minus lo leaut32, and minus lole32, right? And then you have to click OK. So I have already included it in my settings. You can see that. Okay, because I have already installed this file. As I have installed it, so this setting is gone. That file, those files were gone. So now I have included those files, and you have to include all these options with your linker, right? So when you include all these options with your linker, then when you click OK, it will start working. And there is another thing which you have to do. Uh, I'm just going to unselect this. This is not required. It will select automatically. Okay. So my linker setting is done. Okay. My linker setting is done. So now I have to press OK. If you face any problem in the linker setting, then just update me. Okay, so now I'll go to this check, and there is one check file is also there. File, recent files, a test is there. Okay, test is there, and now let me build this. So you can see that there is no errors out here, and now when I execute this, it will execute. So enter the value of x 10, enter the value of y 9. Now you can see that sum is 19. So it is working fine. So let me write down one graphics program also, such that it will be tested that the graphics is also working with this compiler. Okay, let me create a new file, C++ source. Always select C++ source, right? And then we write down the file name. Okay, graphic graphics test test. Okay, finish. So this file is ready. Now I will write here hash include graphics.h graphics.h. Now we write the graphics program. So here we write down a variable called int gd is equal to, there's a macro called detect, detect, and we'll write here another variable gm. Okay, and we'll write here init init graph graph, and here we'll write ampersand of gd comma ampersand of gm gm comma, I will teach you all these, don't worry. I'm just writing this code to test whether my graphics.h file is working or not. So char star, and then I will write this, then semicolon, and after that I will write here, say circle, and here I have to write down the x and y axis of the circle, right, and the radius of the circle. Okay, so by default it will create 500 cross 500 pixel window, and in that window I have to draw a circle. So to draw a circle, I have given here 320 and 240. I'm trying to be in the center, right? And the radius is, say, 100. Okay. So let me see whether this circle is being drawn or not. Then I will write here get ch to stop the window, get ch to stop the window, and I have to write down close graph, close close graph, close graph method. Okay, and then return 0. So let's save it, let's build it. So now you can see that there is no error, so I can execute it. Now you can see that the circle is here. Okay, so the graphics.h header file is working. You can see that Windows BGI is here, and the terminal window is also here. Okay, so you press the key. So both the graphics part is also working. So I hope you people have understood how to do this setup. Okay, if you face any problem, you can talk to me, or you can comment me. Okay, and I will try to answer those comments. Fine. Uh, Tomorrow I will give you all the notes and the link also to download this graphic.h and the required files. And I will give you this read me file also so that it will be easier for you to install. Okay. And then we can proceed in this C language. Okay. So let's open the OneNote file. Let me take some water. In today's session, I'm going to talk about decision control instruction. Okay. Last day I've shown you some simple programs in C language, and I hope you people have practiced it. And I have given you one homework program also last day in C instructions. So I'm going to solve that program also today. The program which I've given it for the homework, no one has solved it. Okay. So consider a currency system in which there are notes of 10 denominations, namely 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, 2000. And if a sum of n is entered through the keyboard, write a program to compute the smallest number of notes that will combine give rupees n. Okay. So let's try to solve this problem in code blocks. Okay, this is the homework problem and I am solving it. And just look at it how I am solving this. So by next, we'll store the file over here. So homework question, homework one. Okay, let me finish it. And what we do here, we'll write down the question at the top. Okay, so to write down the question, what we do, we use the comment. Okay, so we use the comment here, and this is the question, right? This is the question. So consider a currency system in which there are notes of 10 denomination, namely 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50. There is 5, there is 5, there is 10, 10 is there, 10 is there, 20 is there, 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, the Yankee white 20 is there. Then we have 50 is there, FT by 50 is there. Then we have 1, so NDRED 100 is there. Then 2, okay, so we'll write here 200, 200 is there. Then 500 is there, 500 is there, and 2000 is there. Fine. So now, now what we will do here. So now we write down our code. So we'll write here 2000, 2000, 2000 equal to n divided by 2000, 2000. Okay. Then we'll write here n is equal to n modulus of 2000. Okay. Now we'll write here then 2000 is done 500. 500. 500 is equal to n divided by 500. So when you divide n divided, when you write n divided by 500, that means that this value 1846 is divided by 500. So 500 into 3 is 1500. So your leftover value will be 346. Okay. So your leftover value is 346. Right. So you'll write this. 3 is the quotient, and then you write here n is equal to n modulus of modulus symbol 500. Okay. Then we calculate it with 200. 200 200 is equal to n divided by 200. N divided by 200, then n is equal to n modulus of 200. Okay, then you will write it like this, n modulus of 200. Then you will write down 100. 100 is equal to n divided by 100. Then n is equal to n modulus of 100. Okay, then we have 50, right? If I have keyword 50 is equal to is equal to 50 is what? 50 is n divided by 50. Okay, and then you will write down n is equal to n modulus of 50. Okay, then we have 20. 20 is equal to n divided by 20. Then we write down n is equal to n modulus of 20. Okay, after 20 we have 10. We have 10 is equal to n by 10. Okay, then we have n, sorry, capital N is equal to n modulus of 10. Then you will write down 5. 5 is equal to n divided by 5. Okay, then you will write n is equal to n modulus of 5. Okay, then you will write down here 2 is equal to n divided by 2. Then you will write n module is equal to n modulus of, right, and whatever is left, right, that is 1. 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so what I have to do here, um, let me check the question. So program the nodes will combine. That means a program to compute the smallest number of nodes that will combine to give rupees n. So now we'll write it here. Say so number of nodes required, that is count is equal to 2000 plus 500 plus then 500 200 plus 200 100 plus 2150 50 plus then 20 plus 10, 10 plus 5, 5 plus then 2, then 2, then plus then 1, right? 1. Okay. So this many nodes were required. Then you can say that not C out, it's not C++, it's C language. So printf, then we'll write here slash n smallest number of number of nodes required, required for the amount is percentage d, that is count. So let's save this and let's try to first build. So expected a semicolon before this, line number 31. So line number 31, save it, let's build it again. There is no error, and let's execute this once again. The amount is say 45,673. Okay, so number of nodes required for the amount is 30. Okay, so you need 30 pieces of node to cover this amount. Okay, so this is the way we solve problem. What we do, first we read the problem, then we try to solve that problem with our hand, and then we try to convert our problem to a computer program. Okay, so I hope you people are comfortable with this kind of syntaxes, right, and ideas. And I've shown you. If you have any questions based on this, you can ask me, right, or you can comment me. Okay, and even the students were also. I request to my students, like, please comment it on YouTube or Facebook, so that other people start commenting on this. Uh, don't ask me questions on Skype or on WhatsApp. Okay. So evenly, if you are an existing student, you know the topic, and evenly I'm teaching people something new. Then, if you don't understand, then please comment on Facebook or on YouTube. Okay. So I will be waiting down for your comments. Okay. Fine. So this is the way you are going to solve the problem. First, what you have to do, you have to solve the problems with your hand roughly, and then try to write it down the computer program. Okay. So let's come to our session, today's session, right? Decision control and instructions. A decision control instruction. So as we lead our life, we have to take decisions, right? Similarly, as we make a progress in C programming and try to implement complicated logics, our program has to take a decision, right? Our program has to take decision. We change it to our, okay? Our program has to take the decision, okay? But how, right? So the answer is the if-else statement, right? So So let me give you a little bit idea. So we all need to alter our action in the face of changing circumstances. If the weather is fine, then I will go for a stroll. If highway is busy, right, I would take a diversion. If you join our WhatsApp group, I would send you interesting videos, right? So this kind of decisions we take, right? You can notice that all these decisions depend on some conditioning being met, right? In C program too, we must able to perform different sets of action depending on the circumstances, right? So in the program I have written in the first class, right, and the second class, we use sequence control instruction in which various statements are executed sequentially. That is the in the same order in which they appear in the program. in many programming situations, we want one set of instruction. What what we want one set of instructions to be executed in one situation and different set in another situation, right? In such programming, such situations are dealt with using a decision control instruction, right? So let me write it down. This part here. Is my pen. Here. Mm, Let me create some space and write it down. Okay. So in many programming situation, in many programming situation, in many programming situation, in many programming situation, mm, we want, we want, we want, we want, we want, we want one set of instruction, one set of instruction. We want one set of instruction uh, to be executed in one situation. To be executed. To be executed in one situation. In one situation. In one situation. And and a different and a different different set of instructions of instructions and a different set of instructions to be executed to be executed a different set of instructions in another situation in another situation. So in C language in C language such situation such situation such situations are dealt with using decision control instruction. Decision control instruction. Instruction. Okay. So, it's very much important also. Okay, you should think about conditions, right? So C uses keywords if and else to implement the decision control instruction, right? So let me write it down here. So this if and else now is basically a keywords, right? Keywords in C language. If, right? If this condition, this condition, if this condition is true, right? Statement one, statement one, right? Else, else, statement, statement two. So this if is basically a keyword in C language. This else is also a keyword. This else is also a keyword. This else is also a keyword in C language. Okay. So the condition following the keyword if is always enclosed within a pair of parentheses. Right? And if the condition is true, then statement 1 is executed. And if the condition is not true, then statement 2 will be executed. Right? And this condition is expressed in two relational operators. In two relational operators. Right? So let me talk about relational operators. Right? So relational operators, relational operators, operators. Right? So you have used relational operators in your life, right? Even in maths, right? When you have done, you know this greater than symbol, right? This is less than symbol. This is greater than. This is less than. Okay. This is greater than equal to, right? Greater than, greater than, and equal to, greater than and greater than and equal to and equal to. Okay. Less than and equal to, less than and equal to. And if both the values are same, right, this is presented as double equal to. Right? Double equal to means equality comparison operator. Right? Equality comparison operator. Operator. Right? Equality comparison. Then this is called not equal. This is called not equal. Okay. So these are the relational operator which we use, right? So here double equal to is equality operator and exclamation mark equal to is the inequality operator. Okay. So note that equal to is used for assignment, right? Whereas double equal to is used for comparison of two quantities. Okay. So let me write down a program here. Okay. Let me write down a program. So I'll go to code blocks and it's code blocks here. Code blocks and let me create a program here. Okay. And then I will make you understand what I'm going to do. Let me write it down here. Uh, so so it's I'm doing a calculation and so let me write down here program program one. Okay, and finish. So what I'm going to do here, let me write down the question here. Let me create. Let me move this from here and we'll write a question. Say the question is this. Question is while purchasing while purchasing while purchasing certain items, 10 items, a uh, discount of 10%, discount of 10% is offered if the quantity if the quantity purchased is more than 1000. Okay, more than 1000. If the quantity and price per item, if the quantity and price per item are input through keyboard, are input through are input through keyboard. Write a program to calculate the total expenses. To calculate the total expenses. Fine. So let's write down the code. Right? It's very simple program. Let's write down directly over here. Oh, let me take this question to OneNote and let me imagine the situation. Okay, let's take this question over here and let's imagine the situation. And I hope many people know flowchart. You have done it in school, right? So, so we can design a very simple flowchart for this kind of problem. Now, and it's very easy to explain you with the flowchart. Okay, so let me draw the flowchart first, and then I will write down the code. Okay, so here you can see that the input is uh, price per item, right? Price per item. So there must be something called quantity, right? Quantity is there also. Quantity and price per item is also there. They are input. They're going to take input through the keyboard. Okay. So what we will do here in flowchart, this is the start. First we start. So start. This is start. Then we we take input. Right. So we'll write here input input quantity input quantity input quantity in QTY in QTY. So QTY is a variable which will store the quantity, right? And input price per item, right? That's right. Price per item in P, right? In P. So here QTY is a variable, P is a variable, and we use this parallelogram to take input. Okay. So QTY and P is a variable. Okay. So now what we have to do? We have to calculate the quantity. Right. So 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 a discount of 10% is offered if the quantity is more than 1000. Okay. So what we do here, we write here a decision, right? So we write here is quantity quantity is greater than 10,000, right? If it is true, if it is true, then then discount is 10%. Then discount is equal to 0.1. Okay, the discount is 10%. Otherwise, if it is false, false, if it is false, then discount is zero. Then discount is zero. Okay, and we can continue like this. We can continue like this. Okay. Then what we do here, we calculate the total. Okay. So total is equal to total is equal to okay. So price per item multiply by rate. So that is P multiply by quantity QTY. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to calculate the discount. Alright. So minus quantity into the same thing, we have to write it again. Just a minute. Let me write it properly. We have to write it in here. So price into quantity multiply by discount. Okay. So here discount will be subtracted and this is the total expense, right? So we have calculated the total and calculation will be done in the rectangular box. Okay. So as I am drawing the freehand, it is not looking like a rectangular box, but it must be a rectangular box. Okay. So let me try to draw. My line is yeah. You just adjust. Think that this is a straight line. This is also a straight line. This is also a straight line, and their length is also same. Their length is also same. Okay. So after this, what we have to do? We have to print the total. All right. So we'll write here print total expenses. Total expenses expenses is equal to total total. Okay. So and this will be in parallelogram. Okay. And after this we have to stop the process. So here we took a very simple decision. Right? If quantity is greater than 1000, then discount is 10%. Otherwise, discount is 0, and we can continue doing total. Right? And then we print the total and we stop writing the code. Okay, so very simple. I hope everyone has understood the flowchart. Okay, so let me write down the code. Here we need to declare some variable like say integer quantity. Then we'll write here float price and total and discount and discount. So let me write it here. Let me write it here. Print f enter the quantity enter the quantity. Okay. Then we'll write here quantity is qty is equal to I'm sorry, I'm not using Java. Print, not print. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Extremely sorry. I have to write here scan F, and then this. Then I have to write here percentage D, comma, ampersand of quantity. Okay. Yeah. So we took the input finally. Sorry for this. Printf, and then we write down here enter the rate per item rate per item then we write here scanf percentage of f, that is float, and we write here ampersand of p. Okay, Then we write here if qty qty is greater than, if qty is greater than 1000, then discount. Okay, so we don't need to write down a block here automatically because we are writing only one statement, so block is not required. If block is not required, but if we write multiple statement, then block is required. Okay, so discount is 10%, so 10% is 0.1. Okay, and here we write down else discount is otherwise there is no discount. Then we write down here total is equal to price into quantity, price into qty, okay, minus price into qty into discount. So we have got the total expense, and that is what we have to print. So we'll write here print f, and we'll write here slash n. Total expense is is percentage of f, percentage of f, and then we write down here slash n, and we write here total, total, total semicolon. Okay, so this is the program for this question. Let me save this, and we'll do the build. So there is no error. Let's execute this. We enter the quantity. So let me write here 1200. So I will get a 10% discount in this case. Enter the item. So 10 rupees per item. Now you can see. So we have got the discount here. The 1200 into 10 is 12,000, and we have got the discount here around 1200 rupees discount. Okay, so that will be the output of this program. So this is the program, C program. Let me copy this and let me paste it over here. Okay, so this is the program, and it's very easy. Okay, and I hope you people have understood it. Okay, and if you face any issues while understanding this, you can comment. Okay, I'll try to answer it. If I'm not able to answer it, I'll say to my team, they will answer you. Okay, I'll try. I personally try to answer this question, these any of the doubts, right? Okay, so I hope you have understood the very simple if statement. Okay, so here, if this condition is true, if if this condition if this condition is true, right, then then this statement will execute. This statement will execute. Okay, if this condition is false, right, okay, if this condition is false, if this condition this condition this condition is false, right, then then else then else part will execute. Then else part will execute. Just give me a minute. I'll just take some water. Okay, so this is the else part. If the condition is false, then this else part will execute. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Now, in the next question, what we are going to do here is that we are going to solve multiple if statement, right? We'll write multiple statement within if else. Okay, so let me take one question and then solve it. Okay, so we'll go to the here and let's create another file. So this is program 2. So this is program 2 and let me write down the question. So the question is, in a company, in a company, an employee, an employee is paid, an employee is paid as under. Okay. So if his basic salary, basic salary is very much important for an employee. No? Salary, SALAR, right? Salary is important thing. If the basic salary is than less than say 20,000 rupees, less than 20,000 rupees, rupees, yes, rupees. If it is less than 20,000 rupees, other than 2,000, 20,000, then HRA is equal to 10%, 10% of basic salary. Okay, and DA, and DA, DA is equal to, say I'm a very good employer, so I'll give more DA 90% of basic salary. Right. Everyone understands DA. DA is basically dearness allowance, and it is given to handle the expenses of the inflammation. Sorry, not inflammation, inflation. Sorry. Inflammation is something else. Inflation. When there is an inflation, then we should give more money to employee such that employee can work properly in a company. Okay, fine. So this is a one type of employee. Okay, if his salary, if 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 his salary is either equal or above or above or above 20,000, 20,000, okay, above rupees 20,000, rupees 20,000, then HRA, then HRA is equal to 15% of basic salary, and DA is equal to 98% of basic salary. Right. Basic salary. If the employee's salary, uh, And if the employee's salary is is input input through keyboard input through keyboard and input through keyboard, then write a program to find his gross salary. So this is the question, and let's try to draw the flowchart first, and then we draw the then we write down the program. First, flowchart is important, right? So whenever you have to write any program, first design the flowchart and then write down the program. Okay. This is the part of multiple statement within if else. So this is my okay. So let me start. So my favorite color is blue. Let me start. Okay. So let me paste the question first. This is the question, and then I'm drawing the flowchart. So yeah, you come down here. Okay, and then let me increase this. Now I think it is visible. So I need more space to design the flowchart. So start, and we can reduce the size of start. I hope it is visible for everyone. Now I will write here. So I need to input the basic salary. So I'll write here input basic salary, and you can write here BS. BS is the basic salary. BS is the basic salary. We are done with this. Now what we do here, we test a condition. We test a condition. We write here is basic salary BS is less than 20,000. 20,000. Okay. So what I do here, I take this 20,000 and oh, I want to take 20,000, not this much. Take this 20,000 and write it down here. So that my rhombus will look good. If basic salary is less than 20,000, then if it is true, if it is less than 20,000, if it is true, I will follow this path. Okay, and I will I will calculate the HRA is equal to how much? 10%. So HRA will be 10% of the basic salary. So I will write here basic salary multiplied by 0.1. Okay, and DA is 90% of the basic. Okay, so I will write here, or you can write it down without calculating it also. Otherwise, you have to write it down. No, it's calculated here. DA DA is equal to BS multiplied by 0.9. Okay, so these two values must be calculated over here. And if this condition is false means if basic salary is greater than equal to 20,000, right, then you will write here HRA is equal to basic salary multiplied by 15%. 0.15, and DA is equal to basic salary multiplied by 98%, 0.98. You have calculated these two. Now you have to calculate the gross salary. Okay, so you write here gross salary is basic salary plus HRA plus DA. So this is the gross salary, right? So data will come down, okay, like this. And now what we can do? We have to print the gross salary. So we'll do the print statement right here. Print gross salary, gross salary equal to gross salary equal to percentage. We don't need to write here percentage symbol because this is a flow chart, and flow chart is being seen by the management people, so they are non-technical people, so it's not required. So gross salary is gross. Gross. Okay, and this is represented in a parallelogram. So this is the parallelogram, and then we write here stop. Okay, so this is the flowchart of this question, right? So I hope flowchart is very much important and everyone knows how to draw a flowchart and the symbol. Right? Very basic symbols are there. The ellipse is called start and stop, start or stop. Okay. Parallelogram is used for input output, input output. This is called decision box. This is called decision box, decision box, box. And this line is called flow line, flow line. Okay, it will show in which way your execution is going on, right? And your process is moving ahead. Okay, there is another symbol. I will come to you, I will teach you that symbol later on. Okay, right now it is not required. These are the required symbols which you have to know, right? I have shown you. So these are the flowchart symbol which is required by you to understand these basic things. Okay. Okay, so let's write down the code. So we need variables here, and this is a matter of rupees and paisa. So float variable is important. So float basic salary is BS, HRA, and DA, and then gross, or gross salary is GS, gross salary. Okay. Now you take input in the basic salary. So you write here print F, then you write down enter the basic salary, the basic salary, Y salary. Okay. So you write it here, semicolon, then scan F, then you write here F, percentage of F, comma, ampersand of basic salary, that is BS. Okay. After this, what we do? After this, we need to test the condition. If basic salary is greater than, if basic salary is less than 20,000, then we need a block here, right? The curly brace block is there. That is the if block, because we have to write down more than one statement in the if. Okay, so that is why we need a block. Okay, so we write here HRA is equal to 10% of the basic salary. So we write here BS multiplied by 0.1. Okay. Then you will write DA. DA is equal to basic salary multiply by basic salary multiply by 0.9, 90% of it. Okay. Then we write down else here, and here in the else also we have to write down two statement, right? That is HRA is equal to basic salary multiply by 0.15, 15% is there, right? And DA is 98%. DA is basic salary multiplied by 0.98, 0.988. Okay, 0.15 and 0.98. So now we calculate the gross salary, that is GS is equal to basic salary plus HRA plus HRA plus DA. There we go. Okay, and then after that we will print. So we'll use printf. Then we write down slash n gross salary, and gross salary is equal to percentage f slash n, and we write here gs. So we'll print the gross salary. Okay. And if you want to print the DA, HRA, then that also you print. So you will write here print f, right? You write here DNS allowance or DA. Just write DA is equal to percentage of f slash n, and then comma, then write down here DA. Okay. Now if you want to print HRA, just write down print the HRA equal to percentage of f slash n for the new line, and then write down HRA. Okay. So let's save this code and let's build the code and let's compile. So I have written print instead of printf. Compiler is complaining, you cannot understand. Let, so let us make understand to the compiler. Let's save the code and we build the code again, and now compiler has understood the code. So now we execute it and see whether it is working fine or not. So the basic salary is say 10,000. All right. So you can see that gross salary is 20,000 rupees because DA is 9,000, 90%, HRA is 1,000. So gross salary is 20,000 rupees. Fine. So gross salary. I've given a gap over here. That is right. So let's build it again and let's execute it again. So let's try the salary with 30,000. So 30,000. Now you can see the gross salary is 63,900 because DA is 29,400 because of 98%, and HRA is 4,500, right, because of 15%. Okay, and the gross salary is 63,900. Okay, so I hope this program is very easy and very much clear to everyone. Oh, let me write it down. Control C, we go to our notes and we can paste it over here. Okay, so this is this and this. Okay, this whole thing is called if block, and this and this is called else block. Okay, executes if the condition is true, executes if the condition is true. condition, condition, D-I-T-I-O-N, condition is true. Executes if the condition is false. If the condition is false, condition is false, right? If block executes if the condition is true, skips the else block, skips the else block. Right. Here skips the if block, right? So I hope this idea is clear to everyone, right? So next thing is nested if else, right? So nested if else means you can write if inside another if. Okay, you can write if another in another if. Okay, so that if is called nested if. You can write down uh, if else in another if. You can write down else if inside the else if. You can write down another if else. Okay, so that is what it is. Right. So let me go through this. Okay, nested if else's. Right. Mouse. Just give me a minute. Let me take some water. So it is like this. The syntax is like this. Okay? If this condition, we can write it in this way. Of this condition, we can write it like this. If there is a condition out here, if this condition is true, then it will enter into the block, and inside this block, you have written another if condition. Inside this if, you have written another if, and then condition. Then inside this if, there were statements, and then you have written else. Okay, fine. For this if, this will be the end, and there might be an else statement or there might not be an else statement. Okay, so if there is an else statement, if there is an else statement, okay, so let me reduce the size of this little bit so it will be easier to explain you people. Okay, so if there is an else statement, there will be an else statement. So here, this is the innermost if, right? So this is nested. This is called nested or inner statement. This is also nested, right? But this is outer with respect to this. Okay. So this is the outer if block or outer if statement. Outer if statement. Right? This is outer with respect to this, right? But this is also nested. And this nesting will go at any level, no problem. Okay. this nesting can go at any level. So it will be like this. And here also you have written else, right? And in the else part also you can have if condition, condition, and inside this if you can have another if. That is also possible, condition. Okay, and you can continue like this, else, and evenly in this else also you can have conditions. Okay, so it depends upon situation or what kind of problem you people are solving, right? You can you can write down uh, you can write down as many as if else. It depends upon your choice, right? It depends upon your choice. Okay. Okay. How many nesting is how many nesting statement is required by you. Okay. So, let me write down a program which consists of many if-else statement. Okay. So a very famous problem of leap year problem. Okay. So let me talk about leap year problem. What is a leap year? Okay. The question is write a program to input to input year year in input year from the keyboard and check check whether whether it is a leap year a leap year or not or not. Okay. I hope everyone knows the definition of the leap year. So generally, people know that if a year is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year, right? But 1900 is not divisible by 4. So 1900 is not a leap year. Sorry, 1900 is divisible by 4, but it is not a leap year. Okay. 1900 is divisible by 4, but it is not a leap year. Okay. 2100 is divisible by 4, but it is not a leap year. Okay. So all the century year, right? All the century year must be divisible by 400, not with 4. Okay. And the non-century year are divisible by 4. Okay. So this is the calculation. That means calculation is like this. Okay. A leap year. What is a leap year? What is a leap year? A leap year. Okay. This, the answer is very much simple. A uh, leap year, year is the year which is divisible by 4, divisible by 4 if the year is if the year is non-century year, non-century year. Otherwise, 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 year will be will be divisible by 400, right? Okay. If it is divisible by 400, if otherwise the year will be divisible by 400, and if it is divisible by 400, if it is divisible by 400, then we say that we say that year is a leap year. Year is a leap year, leap year. Okay. If the above conditions were not met, if above conditions conditions were not met, then the year is not a leap year. Okay. Then the year is not a leap year. Okay. So example 2100 is uh, so this is the input. This is your input, and the output will be going to be not a leap year, not a leap year, not a leap year. Yeah. So we can say that is century year, but not a leap year. Century year, but not a leap year. Okay. But if your input is 20 24, 2024, right? So we can say that it is the output is going to be leap year. Yeah. Okay. Then if the input is if the input is 2000, if the input is 2000, then we say that century year and leap year, century year and leap year, and leap year. Okay. And if our input is, yeah, we do this much only. If our input is 2022, so we say that not a leap year, non not a leap year. So this kind of output we are going to generate by writing down a program. Okay. So there are conditions out here. Okay. So we need to think about conditions over here, right? And we need to take decisions. Okay. So for this, I'm not drawing the flowchart. Flowchart will be the homework for you people. Okay. So you will draw the flowchart for this program. Okay, fine. So if you let me create another file. This is program 3. Let's see. So let's copy the question from OneNote. Let's try to solve this question. So here, integer, yeah. So we'll write here printf. year. Scanf percentage of D, comma, year. Now we check if year modulus of 400, modulus of 400 equal to 0. Then we print, then we print f, and we write here, slash n century year, century, century year and leap year. Okay, so we have done this. Now we write here else if, else if year modulus of, year modulus of 100, right? Year modulus of 100 equal to 0. Then what will happen? Okay, here we write year if year modulus of 4, okay, if year modulus of 100 is not equal to 0, is not equal to 0, that means this is a non-century. That means we'll write here if year modulus of 4 double equal to 0. Okay, then what we do, we say printf, printf not a century year, year, but a leap year, but a leap year, but a leap year, right? And else we write here else printf not a century year and not a leap year, not a century year, century year, okay, and not a leap year, not a leap year. Very simple answer. Okay, and if it is a century year, all right, it may be possible that if this condition is also false, false, right? If it is a century year, that means it is divisible by 100, but it is not a leap year. Okay, so right here print f, all right, century year, but not a leap year, but not a leap year. Okay, we put full stops. So let's compile the code. Okay. So I have solved the problems. right? And now it is compiled successfully, but let's execute this and check with the different ideas. So 2000, so century year and leap year. Okay, let's try with another input. So 2020. So not a century year, but a leap year. Okay, it's correct. And then let's try with 2022. Okay, let's try with 2022. So not a century year and not a leap year. Okay, so that means that this program is working, and you can see that nested if is here, right? So let me copy this code and put it over here, the solution code. So now you can see that this if, this is the nested if. This is the nested if. Okay. So this is the nested if else. This is the nested if else. Okay. So there can be many different kinds of situations are there in which you have to apply this nested if else. Okay. And in the homework, you people draw the flowchart of this problem. Okay. So homework is draw the flowchart chart of this problem. This problem. You can send the send the flowchart in the comment by clicking the picture of the flowchart, and I will definitely check the solution, right? And I'll try to answer the solution. And if someone sends the flowchart as soon as possible, okay, then he will be the winner for this challenge. Okay, you should take the challenge, right? And solve the problem. Okay, so I have written something called a word of caution out here. Okay, so what is that? Okay, the word of caution is this. The word of caution is this. Okay, if you write, fine, if you write in the if, right? So usually a condition is used in the if statement in any valid expression, right? But what will happen if you write some mathematical expression in the if? Okay, so I'm talking about this word of caution. I'm talking about this word of caution. Okay. So here in if block, I'm talking about this. In the if block, you have written 3 modulus of 2. Okay, now you have written 3 modulus of 2 plus 5. Okay. So what will be the what will happen if you write something like this? Okay. So you can see that 3 modulus of 2 is 1 and 1 plus 5 is 6. So output of this expression is 6. 6 is the output of this expression. Okay. So this expression will generate 6. This expression will generate 6. Correct. And 6 is a non-zero value. 6 is a non-zero value. Okay. So when this if in the inside the if bracket, if you have passed a non-zero value, that means condition is true, right? So any non-zero non-zero value means means the condition is true. The condition is true, right? So you try these things in your computer and share the idea. Okay, try this thing out and share the idea. If you are entering non-zero value, right? Evenly, if you have written if in the bracket minus 5, you will find that this condition is true, right? This condition is true because minus 5 is also non-zero value, zero value. And whatever you will write over here, say for example, you have written here print f, okay, minus is minus, or say negative value is also a non-zero value, right? Negative, negative value is also non-zero value, non-zero value, okay. So you will find that this will execute, this will execute. It will never go to the else part. Even if you have written the else part, print f, this is else part. It will never reach this part, right? So this is the word of caution, right? So this is what I try to say, that if you do this kind of thing in the if, generally people won't do these things, but you can have fun with these if, else, and all, right? But if you put zero here, if zero, right? If zero, okay, and else, right? Here you write down print f, and you write down if is always false. Always, if is always false. If is always false. Okay. So if is going to be always false in this scenario, because zero means false. Zero, zero means false. Zero means false. So I hope this idea is clear. Okay. Zero means false and non-zero value means true. Non-zero value means true. Non-zero value means true. The condition is true. Condition is true. Non-zero value means the condition is true. And zero means the condition is false. Okay. Because this works, right? This works. Okay, so this is the word of caution, and if you have seen this, then you can use it. Okay, so this much is the today's session, right? And in the challenge part, you have to draw the flowchart of leap year problem. Okay, so let me give you a little bit more problems on this if else if statement. Let me give one more problem to you, because there is a because the next session is on Monday, so you people can write down this program. Okay, so let me write it down. The problem, the question one. The question one is a five-digit number is entered through keyboard. Keyboard. Write a program to obtain the reversed number. First number, and and to determine whether the original and original and reverse number numbers original and reverse numbers are equal or not, are equal or not. Okay, and question number two, the ages of if the ages of Ram, Rahim, and Mohan is Mohan, are input through keyboard. Input through, through keyboard. Okay. Write a program to determine keyboard. Write a program. WAP means write a program. WAP means write a program to determine the youngest of three. Youngest of three. Okay. Then do another one. Question number 3. Write a program to check whether a triangle triangle is valid or not. When the three angles the three angles of the triangle are entered through the keyboard. A triangle is valid. A triangle is valid if the sum of all three if the sum of all three three angles is equal to 180 degrees. Let me give another question. Given 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, x1, x1, y1, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, right? X3, y3. Write a program. Write a program to check. Write a program to check if check if all the 3 points, all the 3 points, 3 points fall on all the 3 points fall on straight line on one straight line. Straight line. Fall on a straight line. Let me give you another question. Let me make it five questions. People try to solve all these questions, and if you face any problem with these questions, so you just update me. Okay, I will definitely try to answer the question. Okay, so let me give you another question. Hmm, say write a program to input four numbers and find out the greatest of them. Okay. Write a program to input four numbers. Write a program to input four numbers through keyboard. Through keyboard. keyboard. Okay. So I hope you have enjoyed the session and do these problems, okay, and post these problems on Facebook, on Instagram. On Instagram also I have shared this, right? You can post the answers on Instagram also. You can post the answers on Facebook. You can post the answers on YouTube live chat, right? So try to solve these questions and have fun, okay? And if you want any kind of changes in my teaching methodology, you just let me know. Uh, I'm teaching at the end of the day, so my energy is a little bit down. But I will try to take some energy drinks and I'll provide some energy and provide. I will try to provide more energy in this. Okay. So I hope uh, you people have understood this in the session of today. Um, so bye for today. Okay. And I will be uploading the notes by tomorrow, and I will upload the link also. Okay. So thank you for watching this video. Okay.